A little history lesson. From the Cleveland Plain Dealer, to the Akron Beacon Journal, to the New York Times, to televisions and radios across the country and the world. Chris Broussard has been an NBA official voter for what he said on a text to me around 25 years. That journey has brought us to this moment. Broussard's official 2023 NBA vote. Brou,
Yes.
take it away.
Let's start with the All-NBA team.
Okay.
All right, and this is big time. I got the three main MVP candidates, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, and Nikola Jokic as my front court. My back court, Donovan Mitchell from Cleveland, a 70-point game, broke LeBron's record for franchise most 40-point games in the franchise history in Cleveland in his first year. And Jason Tatum, absolutely outstanding, 30 and 8.
Brou.
What? That's clear. I mean, I don't know how
Brou,
there's
who's
any
the Sixers
disagreement.
center?
Joel Embiid.
So why is he playing forward on your All-NBA
Because,
team?
okay, Wilds, who is the arbiter of all things basketball, really in the world, but specifically in America?
You are.
No, I thank you for that, but it's the NBA.
Oh, sorry.
It's the NBA, okay? A lot of people have their top 75. You know, the Bleacher Report, The Athletic, ESPN, Nick, Dusty. Whose matters?
Mine.
The NBA's. There's one that we got that matters, the NBA's. And the NBA said, you know what? Joel Embiid can be a center or a forward.
But he's not.
Whatever you want.
Okay.
He plays like a forward.
All right, listen.
Though. He really does play like a power forward.
Listen, you are just getting a head start evidently on positions not mattering, which the
Next
NBA is
year's
doing next
really-
year.
you wait till you
bastardizing the
see
whole
next
thing.
year's.
I'd have Donovan second team, but that's I think
You
this-
like that.
but
Jason
those-
Tatum, I'm
listen,
so glad I could get him on first team.
Well, yeah, but he's a forward as well. It's another wrong position.
Who
Go ahead.
handles the ball all the time,
Okay,
shoots a
that's
bunch
fine.
of
Go
threes,
ahead.
drives,
Why
like
you
a
put the
shooting guard,
positions
really.
underneath it?
All
You
right,
look
now
ridiculous.
second team.
All right, let's see these.
I took games played very much into consideration. Wanted to get Steph on there, but he only played 56 games. So SGA, great year, 68 games. De'Aaron Fox, 73 games. Jalen Brown, nothing needs to be said. Anthony Davis only played like 56 games, I think, but he was very impactful, obviously. And you look at the centers, he was the one that was left. Luka leads the Mavericks in rebounds. How
Stop
about
it!
that?
He's not a forward.
That's not like a
Why
forward
does the
number to
NBA
me.
let him be listed in forward?
I was surprised, but pleasantly, so I
So
can get
can
him on
I
my
just
second
make
team.
one quick question for you? Because people are going to be upset about Luka being first or second team because his team missed the play-in. So the Mavs finished 11th, the Thunder finished 10th, and that's
Right.
two guys. When it comes to All-NBA versus MVP, you're not as concerned with team success. It's more about individual brilliance. Is that fair
I
to say?
take it into consideration, but not as much as MVP.
Listen.
Damian Lillard had a great year, but their team was so bad. I mean, at least SGA was in the play-in, and Luka got close.
None of these are terrible except for the positions are fake, but that's fine.
None of them are terrible.
Take it up with the NBA. all right?
Brou, Jalen Brown, eligible for 4 years, 190 if he doesn't make All-NBA. If he does, 5 years, 290.
Give it to him.
Do you think he's a lock to make some team? You have him on the second. You think he's a
He'll
lock?
make one of the three.
Okay,
Would
then
you agree, Nick?
I would be very surprised.
So do you think he stays in Boston? He's had some articles where he doesn't seem
I don't know.
happy with being
He doesn't seem that happy there.
traded all the time.
But now
a
if they
pro.
could give him the All-NBA, him making All-NBA would be incredibly helpful for the Celtics' chances of
It'd be shocking if he doesn't make all
I
of it,
agree.
don't you
No,
think?
I think he should make it. I want to see your third team. I don't want to see
Third
Rudy
team.
Gobert at point
Look,
guard.
I wanted to have Steph on first team, but 56 games. Ja was tough, played 61. Obviously, the issues all off the court, and they didn't seem to really hurt his team on the court, so I give him that. LeBron, I didn't go in thinking I'm going to have LeBron on there. But when I looked at the forwards, and it was like, look, he was obviously great when he played, and he had 55 games, one fewer than AD. Julius Randle, Nick,
Nice.
25, 10, and 4.
So-
and they were the fifth seed. I had to give him some love. And then Sabonis, great season for Sacramento.
So I love this one because the positions are real. I had Steph on mine. Again, I don't have a ballot, but I
Third
had
team?
Steph first team.
First.
I had my first team guards were Steph and De'Aaron Fox, and so but Steph, it's the games played thing. I understand. One note here is I actually think Jalen Brunson was better than Julius Randle, but
I would agree
the
with
guard crop is so much deeper than the forward crop. Even when Brou turns Luka Doncic into a forward, it's still that much deeper.
I guess take it up with Adam Silver.
So, but can I show you all your teams? Because next year, in addition to being positionless, it is going to have a 65-game minimum. Now, I know some of these guys like Giannis probably would have played the couple extra games to reach the minimum, but if we were to eliminate all the guys who didn't play 65 games, that then eliminates those 5 guys: Giannis, AD, Ja, Steph, and LeBron. So here is what I think the All-NBA would have looked like, Brou, with the 65-game minimum. We can show it. Jalen Brown moves up to first team.
Wow.
Julius Randle and Sabonis move up. And then that entire third team is 5 new guys.
Look at Laurie.
And so...
Well, if he had to get his guy Lowry in.
No, but honestly, Brou, I bet if you looked at it, it's hard to find...
Look, none of these guys are bums. They're all great players. But Draymond talked about guys that aren't typically All-NBA making it. And he has a point. I do think more guys will play 65
I think more guys would play, but the point that I want to make quickly here is none of these guys are bums. It's not like
They're
it's
all
like,
great.
oh, that's outrageous. And by the way, Giannis would have played the 2 extra, so Laurie would have fallen off anyway.
Yep.
But a lot of people think Jalen Brunson, Pascal Siakam, Bam should be on the regular All-NBA team, even though they weren't on Bru's. Like, they're going to get votes for all of them. But
Do you feel like Brou 65 is too much? I know it's part of the CBA and it's been agreed to. I don't know if they can get back into it and, do a strike through look, 60.
I think Charles Barkley's right when he said a lot of guys are just going to play 65 games.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be their target. And then,
Quickly, do you think a lot of guys are going to do what Mikal Bridges did? They'll be at 64, check into a game. Remember, he checked in and fouled after 4 seconds and get out? I bet they would.
I think if they're at the end.
And that's what I'm talking about. At the end.
last
like Giannis,
game, maybe.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Giannis is
last game, maybe.
I think
Get in the All-Star game.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I
Catch
agree.
you later.
Last
All right,
game.
go ahead. Do your MVPs.
All right, my MVPs. This is the one everybody's been waiting for. Let's start number 5. Donovan Mitchell, like I said, number of 40-point games. Great year in Cleveland. 70-point game. Got to give him love. Number 4, Jason Tatum. He was one of the front runners early, and then he kind of faded, but...
Brou, do you think he will be a unanimous number 4? I think he could be a unanimous number 4.
Yep.
I think that's is on the board that he gets every. Because the real intrigue is the top 3, what order they're in, but we know who they are.
Number 3, he might win it. Nikola Jokic.
Oh, good for you,
Fantastic year. If he wins it, I think to win 3 straight, which Jordan, LeBron, Giannis, Kareem never did, even though they had tremendous years when they could have won 3 straight, you got to be like head and shoulders above the challengers. Yep. And if you think he was better, he wasn't head and shoulders above.
Don't reveal it yet.
Number 2.
Don't reveal it yet. Oh, there it is.
Giannis. Antetokounmpo. Giannis had a great year. That's your pick, Wilds. But I went with Joel Embiid for several very different reasons. He's the first center to lead the league in scoring other than himself last year since Shaq in 2000.
Yep.
That's almost 25 years. He's the first center to average this many points per game since Bob McAdoo, almost 50 years ago, 75. He's the first center with 3 50-point games in a year since Kareem in 1972. He's a great defender. I really took into account that he gets to the foul line 12 times, just like Giannis, but he hits 85% of them, whereas Giannis hits 65%. And I had to throw, this was big for me. In clutch play, which is the last 5 minutes of a game where it's within 5 points or less, he was the best of the guys. He was 7th in the league in scoring in the clutch. And look at these are the clutch numbers for all 3 of them. But look at the blocks, 9 blocks. And we saw one against Dallas, Nick, a couple weeks ago on Luka. And then even steals, he was big. Those were among league leaders. So I looked at his clutch play, and that kind of pushed me over the edge.
Are you okay?
I thought, you know what? That final full screen.
Thank you.
Giannis is still the best player with the best record.
He's the best player.
But you know what? Feels like everyone's happy.
So, Brou,
Embiid.
I think you did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
I think that was great. I think that ballot is. I maybe would have had Fox over Mitchell in 5th, but 5th is the hardest. But I thought the ballot 1 through 4 is exactly the way it should fall. I also wonder if it gives you a little more faith in the Sixers. I mean, you just talked about Embiid in the clutch. You told me the Sixers can't execute in the clutch. What about Embiid in the clutch, buddy? That's your MVP.
Embiid's not my concern. Embiid is not
Tyrese
my concern.
Maxey?
I'll leave it at that.
Tobias Harris?
I'll leave it at
That's
that.
what you're
Joel,
worried about.
well, we'll see if he wins.
He's gonna win.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
If you do win.
Yeah. What are your other
Bonus
awards?
takes, bonus awards coming up.
Bonus. Yeah, quickly.
They're on the
Defensive player of the year. Evan Mobley, Cleveland had the best defense in the league. Lowry Markkanen, your guy, Nick,
My
most
guy.
improved.
I've been on him all year.
A lot of people wanted SGA. But
He's too
SGA
good.
was 25 points
He
a
was
game
already
last
too
year.
good.
Yeah, you saw
Brogdon.
Paolo, Brogdon.
Paolo, clearly rookie of the year.
Oh,
Upset.
and you're finally giving the Kings some love.
Clutch player of the year, De'Aaron Fox wasn't even close. He
And
was
Mike Brown,
fantastic.
coach of the year.
And Mike Brown, definitely coach of the year. And Malcolm Brogdon, sixth man of the year. Fantastic
Quickly?
in Boston.
Over
Quickly
Emmanuel
was second on my ballot.
Oh, Ramsey's going to be mad at you.
Ramsey,
Producer
look at the
Ramsey.
numbers, Ramsey.
You know what?
Brogdon was great.
Excellent job.
That's why you're a voter.
That's the official
This is
ballot.
why I took my time. I carved out the whole morning to do it. And that's what I came up with.
You know what? You did a great job.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you,
back.
man.
Because I think you were off the beaten path a little bit. You were like the eye test and feelings, and he
Now you're
kinda
back to facts.
took your lunch money there, but now you're
I'm
back.
a gumbo. It's a gumbo. It's a
okay.
stew.
Oh, there you go.
Eye test,
Your
facts,
Louisiana roots.
feeling-
Coming
yeah,
up next,
it's all-
Lakers Wolves.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.